Welcome to Open Mind Industries Podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. I can hear you. Checking the Apple Watch.
Yeah. So, are we going to pretend like we weren't trying this earlier and pretend like this is time today, or are we going to pick up from that?
I think we should let the people know what happened.
Hey,
I think we
there
should
was
be
some
realistic.
technical difficulties earlier, but we're back. It's me, the international superstar Moby Ley, coming back for the second time with an open mind.
Second time. Moby actually requested to be back on, so we actually had a great chat, way back, and then I started doing other episodes. And like Moby said, we had technical difficulties. I have a program that records video and audio, and the thing is, I have a license for it because I got it bootleg, and then I was like, shit, I might as well go out and get an actual program. So I went out with Pamela. So if you guys are looking for a good recording software, go with Pamela. It does work pretty well. They're offering a pretty good discount. I think it's about $16. So if anybody's looking to get some good recording done, it works pretty well. Moby's having his nice little sandwich there.
Cherry
Gotta
pie.
get those carbs up, bro. So,
Snap. Before you go, we need an intro for the podcast. I got you. An original song I made myself for this very moment. Check it. No one's ever heard this. Butterflies in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look in a book. It's reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Place to go, things to know. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. Completely, I made that up. No one else.
Exactly.
Like I made that for this. Yeah, this is not.
Sorry, LeVar Burton. You're the man and everything. You made us start reading books, but don't take our word for it.
All right, I'm gonna eat this while you do your thing. Talking to the people.
I'm letting you enjoy what you're doing right now. This is what people wanted to see. So, in the previous podcast, guys, we spoke about what Moby does, YouTube and all that stuff like that. He's been very, very busy with Halloween Horror Nights, launching his new YouTube stuff, and we're going to get into that. We really wanted to sit down and see what's been going on, because he's been sitting here and he's been like, it's been a few months. I did Horror Nights. How was that? Like, how was, the setup, dressing up for it, getting your body in shape? I mean, you're looking good right now. You've actually got your body in shape now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I am a lot lighter than I was before. Just in the month of December alone, I lost 9 pounds. I used to be 380 pounds, which is pretty big. I'm also 6'4", and now I'm 351. So, progress. I'm still big, but it's progress. When it comes to Halloween Horror Nights, it's a whole different type of animal when you're a character. Because although you get 45 minutes off, it's 45 minutes straight, non-stop, scaring everybody that comes out, constantly moving back and forth, jumping back and forth. And if you're not ready for it, it's going to take a toll on your body big time, especially doing it 5 nights a week, at one time 7 nights a week. So it's pretty intense.
It's something you really like. The veterans come in, and like I've told a few of our people that we work with, I was like, yo, get your body ready. You think it's like a daily thing. No, it's not. You're literally, like you said, you're up there for 45 minutes. 45 minutes can kick your ass, no matter if you're a seasoned veteran or you've done it a while. That's every 3 seconds you're trying to scare somebody or jump out of your boo hole. And sometimes you're jumping at mid-air. You're jumping at nothing there. And you're like, what the fuck did I just jump for? I jumped for nothing? And that's kind of a what the hell moment. Now, you were saying previously, like we recorded, you had Ariana Grande at the house. How was that?
Yes, I did meet Ariana Grande. I'm going to say what I said back then. I think it's cool that I used to watch her on TV. She was my entertainment. And this year, I was her. entertainment. She came through my house about 5 times. I'm not gonna say too much because behind the scenes, celebrity policy and all that bullcrap. Although I'm a celebrity myself. When I seen her, this is about the 5th time she came through my house. It was the end of the night. The person who's usually in my room with me called out. He wasn't there. I was by myself. I seen a group of teenagers, and I'm like, oh, snap. This is going to be an easy scare. I pressed my trigger, and the trigger is the button you press to make the loud sound. When I press it, it was like a loud growl with like flashing lights, and I jump out. It's scary. But on this night, I seen them. I press it. I run towards them. I stand over them. And they all scream. They're like bunched up against the wall. And I look up, and I'm just looking down as I linger. I want them to feel my presence. I'm 6'4", I'm a big dude. So I'm looking down
yeah,
at
when
them.
you come walking up to somebody, you give that stare.
Exactly.
Case in point, me and Moby were walking back out of work one night, and this guy
I know exactly what you're going to say.
This guy walked right towards us. Me and Moby were just shooting the shit, right? And Moby was just like, yo, it was either me or him. Yeah, he made the guy step off the sidewalk. Literally step off the sidewalk into some bushes and walk past him. Moby was like, sometimes you just gotta stand your ground.
In my defense, me and Ali were walking on one side of the sidewalk.
Gave the guy room.
Walk past us. Everyone had room. We were walking a single file line so people could walk past us. And this guy decided, I don't care that there's a clear empty space here. He wanted to walk where I was walking. And I'm not having that. And he could have easily at any point walked the other side, but he almost crashed into me and jumped into the bushes. But it's bad on his part, because he could have just been on the other side of the sidewalk.
He could have. We gave him some room. We're just talking, like we're talking about the podcast.
Completely prepared.
It was funny.
And I didn't care, because I know he was going to be the one that got hurt. But that being said, as I'm looking down at the teenagers, and they're all looking up at me, I see one of them's Ariana Grande. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, I'm looking down at, like, I'm in Ariana Grande's face right now. This is like nervously laughing, looking at me. Of course not. I'm the international superstar, Moby Ley. She got starstruck by me. That's why she kept coming back. It was just a cool moment. And then, like, I did that. I start walking back, grilling him. And I see a security officer guy, and he's like 6'6", 6'7". He's towering over me. And I just, like, point my knife at him and keep going. And another time I seen celebrities was the cast of the It movie. Have you seen the new one with the new It?
I haven't seen the new one yet. No, I really need to sit down. Everybody was like, what I want to do, it's not that I don't want to see it, is I want to see part 2 and part 1 together. That way I don't get, like, sit there and be like, man, it was really good. Now I got to wait for, like, a whole another year before it gets recorded, and I have to wait.
The cast of it, not the entire cast, but a few of them came through. And I heard that they were coming, so I'm, like, looking for them and stuff. I'm looking. Whenever you see a VIP tour guide come through, it's always a small chance of celebrities with them. And I seen them. And I pop out, and I scared the crap out of those kids. And it was great. And he talked to me. He was like, oh, that was amazing. You scared the crap out of me. Good job. And I had to stay in character. Although someone who was recently in a movie I seen was complimenting me, I was just like, walked away. Gotta pretend like
that's when you go back in your boo hole, and you're just like, all right, night's complete. I'm out. Drop your knife, but, like, I did it. Life is good.
Yeah. Really cool.
I mean, when you got through half of that, like, when you were halfway through your run, man, were you like, holy crap, I can't wait for this to be over? Or were you, like, excited? You just got the chance because this was your first year doing it, yeah?
Yeah, my first year as a scare actor. I was a house attendant years ago, and I would watch people get scared, but I never scared people. And that's what a lot of people don't know. When I started working at Universal, the first thing I ever did was auditioning to be a scare actor on Halloween Horror Nights, and I didn't get it. Ended up staying with the company.
Yeah, a lot of guys, when they go into the company, they'll go into, hey, I want to get scare actors so bad, And it's been weird because some of the people, it's like, it depends on your size. And then it depends, like, okay, you have glasses or this and that. And then, some people they don't get cast in the first round, which is your A and B. They'll get cast like C and D, which is like the last part of it. It's like, all right, we need big guys. This year they needed a lot of big guys, and you fit that category.
Yeah. The year I went, they were looking for a lot of zombies.
Yeah, that was the year
When
that
I
I
when I
actually got to go. I got to be a fill-in for it, and that was like rare. A friend of mine was doing the makeup for it, and they were running low, and they're like, my buddy's like, "Do you want to come in and be a zombie?" I'm like, "All right, yeah." And they painted me
yeah,
up, and then like a night later, they're like, "Hey, we could really use you as a fill-in." I'm like, "Okay," or do I have to go? And they're like, "You'll be in New York, walking around New York with your crutches." And I thought I was already slow already, but the zombie guy that was training me was like, "No, really, slow yourself down and drag your feet. Look like you got mangled." And I was like, shit,
that's
I
awesome.
really have to pretend like I'm, got people trying to touch my nose and rub my face and all the makeup and prosthetic is on my face. Got drool coming down my mouth.
I'm glad I didn't have any prosthetics. But to answer your question, I loved every second of it, and I didn't want to go away. And if I could go back and do it for 8 more months, I would. If I could do it all year round, I would. It was honestly amazing. I did not feel like I was coming to work every day. I felt like I was just going, hanging out with friends and doing fun stuff. Like, it was truly an amazing experience, and it was like nothing I've ever done before.
That's what most people say. Like, Nick got it and a few other people got it, that haven't done before, and they're like, God, man, it's a vacation. It's a vacation. I don't have to, like, I'm not clocking in to yell at somebody. I'm not clocking in to fix an issue with it be guest services or whether it be something else and
Yeah,
a company wise thing. But it was like you come in and you feel like that brotherhood, that family when you get there. It's like they don't
yeah,
know you day 2 or day 3, but they'll know you day 4, day 5, day 6, and it becomes, hey,
yeah.
Moby, man, we did good tonight. And you become a bond. It's kind of like an army kind of thing when because you're all just there to get the best skins
Every
you
single
can and
day,
enjoy it.
all night.
I mean, you're loving the hell out of it, and everybody's like, man, I don't want this to end. And most people are keep saying, like, I don't want this to end. Why is it got to end? And you
Yeah.
have some people that are like, it kicked my ass. Being an attendant, if you're the person that's running the house and you're doing the crowd control, that shit sucks. I don't wish that on anybody.
I wouldn't do that again.
No. I don't wish that on anybody. I mean, for like what we get to do for it. But, Hornets, what do you think, Hornets has given to you back? Has it, like, helped you now designing new skits? Have you come up with the new ideas? Is it, like, so you said, my part like, hey, once Hornets is up, I'm ready to design more skits for the page. I have new ideas. I'm ready to branch out into new things. You kind of buttered everybody up, like, let's get ready, let's get ready. So what's going on with all that? Like, what did Hornets you take away from Hornets to bring into the new skits?
Horror Nights itself isn't helping me with my videos, but it gave me connections. And there's several people in my house that I will be doing stuff with. I'm doing Undone Love Story season 2 in the new year, which I'm extremely excited for. I never did a season 2 of anything, and there's different people in my house, like seeing their personalities every day and seeing what they can do in the house, and like meeting other people who are also passionate about acting and loving what I do. It's just like we need to do this. We need to get together. It's one person that was not even in my house that we just talked about filming. Like me and him are gonna shoot things and short films and stuff like this. So just like constantly being around other creative people and actors and directors and all that, like people who want to do what I do, just getting together and sharing ideas and sharing goals and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of what Kevin Smith says. If you all listen to his podcast, he said surround yourself with people that say why not. Instead of the why people, you surround yourself with the why not people, and that's how you guys get the creative outlet. You get the creative skits. You have fun just because you fucking want to, and that's kind of what you drive. You drive people when people get around you and see your skits. They're like, man, that was pretty funny, and you're just like, dude, I just like doing them.
Yeah, it's
You know.
amazing. It's what I love doing, and if I'm not doing it, then I'd be miserable. That's what it comes down to.
Exactly. Yeah, I told somebody that the other day, and they're like, so I heard you do a podcast, and I'm like, yeah. They're like, why? And I'm like, anybody listen? And I'm like, people listen if they want to listen. I do it for me. I said, I tune in. I talk about 3D printing. I talk about things that maybe help somebody else. Or I just blab about whatever comes to my brain for that week. I said, I
And
had
it's
one with
fun.
Moby, and they knew who you were. I said, I talked with Moby. We talked about his channel. We talked about things that just made us both giggle, and he had a phenomenal time. They're like, oh. And I kind of had that mindset of like, oh, you're jealous. You know,
Yeah.
I hate when
It,
people do that. They kind of discourage others like yourself and myself to make and have fun.
I can tell you right now, when people they do things like that, they're not doing what they want to do. So they don't want other people to do what they want to do. If they're not following their dreams, then they'll try to stop you from doing that, because misery loves company, which is why you got to surround yourself with people who like doing, who are goal driven and do stuff like that. Even if it's not the same thing, just goals in general. I got a friend who we talk about business and stuff like that, and we keep each other motivated.
You got to, because that's the only way you're gonna get shit done. Is like if you sit there, it's like your skits. Like you were coming up and you're like, hey, I have skits, writing these stuff down. I said Hornets taking up most of my time, but this is where I want to go. And then coming with the channel, it's like you had so much stuff written down. And you're like, and then you called me up. And you're like, yo, episode 2 needs to come up, and I'm like, I'm down when you're down, and getting our schedules on the same page, because we transferred to a new venue. The company's been expanding with trademarking and moving some other stuff around with my stuff. And it's like, yo, I want to do see. I'm like, you really want to do another one? I'm like, I'm down, dude. I don't mind doing another one. I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but let's do it.
That's what I love about this, because when it comes to podcasts and stuff like this, like you said before, when that guy asked you if anybody watched it, I feel like the amount of people watching it shouldn't matter, but if the people watching it are enjoying it. And that's what, like, when I do this, and I hit you up, like, I'm known on the internet. I'm not too big, but I'm known, like, hundreds of subscribers on Twitter and Instagram.
I saw
thousands of subscribers on YouTube.
Bad. I was like, my YouTube page, I finally got 1 subscriber. It's funny, my Instagram page is blown up. It's blown up. And, that's insane.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm the type of person that you don't have to be bigger than me for me to want to work with you. I don't care about the amount of subscribers. Even if I am in the thousands, if you're under 10, it doesn't matter. Because if we're creating quality content, that's what's good. It's times where I don't know if I talked about this in the last podcast or not. There's times where I worked with Dash EXP, Wasabi Productions, people like that, who have millions of subscribers. And they never once asked me how many subscribers I had, because they just wanted to work with me. I want to do the same thing. Like, if someone is creating quality content, how known they are doesn't matter. That doesn't determine how good you are, and people can't be discouraged about stuff like that. Or if someone,
you gotta kind of turn yourself off to that. The reviewers and everything else. Just like turn yourself off and be like, listen, I have a goal in mind for every week. I may talk about this, I may talk about that, but I'm going to keep on my same goal. But it's keeping me out of the gutter of my mind, saying, hey, the minute you hear yourself say, stop, or I don't have something to talk about. I mean, different weeks I've been like, I have nothing to talk about this week. So I'll just be like, all right, I'll do it next week, and I'll actually create a list of something to do. It's like you're like, man, this skit's coming out kind of good. Let me go bring on somebody else into this skit. And that's cool that other people want to, like, drive you into it, too, and be like, listen, Moby's skit, there might have been something in your skit, or, Moody video you did, that they were like, yeah, man, this guy might be able to fit in here. Let's use him. Let's get a collaboration going. Exactly. I mean, it's kind of sad, like you said. It's kind of sad when people you get to get that mentality of just like, does somebody watch? Does somebody care about my subscribers? It's like, that shouldn't be your goal. And it's like, I told somebody that the other day. It shouldn't matter how much money you're trying to make. And I mentioned that in a previous podcast about companies with 3D printing, whatever. Companies kind of lose their minds. Once they finally get their money back, and now they're trying to get the company moving, going, they forget what got them there. They forget to build the content. They forget the way, and they're like, okay, let me build something else, but not make it as better. If you can't build what you're doing with your same amount, and you got some extra cash to put into it, and you're charging more, it's like, you're giving me the same content, but you're charging me more for the same piece of shit. You didn't put your love into it. Your passion's gone. And I feel if you keep your mind, like, even your mindset, you've always been like, shit, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. And if I get one person to watch it, and it spreads like 2 people, that second person's going to put it on, and I'm going to keep building. And a lot of your videos have kind of been like that. It's been like, one of your videos, like, I don't mind if somebody watches this, and then you're like, it blows up, and you're like, damn, I didn't expect that to get that many likes.
Exactly.
Peaks, but damn.
And you'd be surprised. Like, and sometimes you just got to get inspired. Like, one of my favorite videos is when I made the video about like when you're watching porn and come across a banger, and we kind of distracted.
That one kind of got me.
But basically, like
The one porn
I
one
found
got me. It was
inspiration because you
where's
find anything.
Oh my god,
It was
used the Wizard of Oz on
Wizard
that
of
one.
Oz porn parody, and it was just like it was a banger. Like they start singing, and it was really good. I was like, "Yo, this is dope." I'm not gonna say how I came across that, but I'm just saying, "Yo, this is dope. I need to make a video about this." And I got it, and I downloaded it, and I pulled up my green screen, and I wrote a verse, and I recorded a verse, and I threw myself in there, and I created a story around it. And I didn't care if it went viral or nothing. I just, in my mind, I knew I had to make it. Ended up getting like 3,000 views on Facebook. So you just gotta make what you like. If you can't watch your own material multiple times, why even put it out? If you can enjoy your own stuff, why even put it out? Like other people aren't gonna enjoy it if you're not enjoying it. Don't make
That's where the
something
views
just
are
to
coming
get
from now.
views.
Not like YouTube is becoming really weird. Most people don't tune in. Exactly.
I feel like this is time where you ask me another question.
Exactly. You got to just go out there and have your fun. I mean, what's next on the project list for you? Now that you're kind of done with Horror Nights, like what did you have in mind? Like since I knew you had a list kind of built in.
What do you want to pick up on?
Um. So I was asking you about. For those who know, if we miss some stuff up, we'll get more stuff on here. But you were talking about. I was like, so what did since Horror Nights was all said and done, you were looking on your other projects. Well, what's coming up?
Oh yeah. Do I have a treat for you? See, what I'm gonna do next is Undone Love Story Season 2. I've never done Season 2 on any of my series before, and it's gonna be on my YouTube channel, link in the description. Without telling you too much about Undone Love Story, I will say this. In Season 1 of Undone Love Story, it was all about me finding love, finding that special someone. I go on all these adventures and find these different girls with different qualities. And in the end, I found the person that I was meant to be this whole time. In Season 2, we're going to find out what happens next. And I got a lot of stuff coming in. I have an amazing animator, which I'm going to be promoting a lot because she's doing a great job animating certain parts of the series for me. I have a makeup artist that worked with me in Halloween Horror Nights. And it's just an all around pleasure to be around. And I'm going to go through a few transformations in the series. And there's a lot going on right now in pre production that I'm working on to make this series as amazing as possible. Like, I enjoyed season 1, but I'm constantly trying to outdo myself. So when season 2 comes out in a few months, it's gonna be amazing.
Now, for those who wanted to watch, like I've never seen the series, but you spoke about it previous when we got together. Um, how many episodes was it? Like, what did you start with season 1? Was it like, okay, I'm gonna do like one, maybe like 5 episodes, or go longer, or did you already have a game plan, or did you just wing it?
10 episodes. And what I do is first I write down the title of all 10 episodes. I figure out what do I want to do? How do I want to do this? What character development am I going to put into this? What full story do I want to make? And what adventures is my character going to go on to get to where he needs to be? And I'm doing the same thing this time around. I write 10 episodes, what I'm going to do. It's always subject to change. I might think, you know what? This idea is better. I'm going to scrap this episode, put this in there. So it's a lot of thinking, a lot of talking about it, asking people their opinions on it. And it's a lot because that's 10 different scripts that I have to write. and I just go back and forth with that and dealing with people and schedules with different people and different episodes. It's a lot of work, but just know that it's all planned before filmed. When it is being filmed, it's all filmed before it's time to edit, and when it's edited, it's all edited before it's time to put it out. So by the time I put it out and put out a trailer, I've already filmed and edited the entire season. And then after that, I start promoting. This is what I'm going to come out with. This is the trailer for it. This is the day it comes out. And then put little snippets and behind the scenes stuff to start promoting and stuff like that. But when you have big projects like that, you have to put everything into it. You have to treat it like a TV show you would want to watch if you didn't make it. Like how I watch The Walking Dead, I would want someone to watch my series.
That's an amazing way to do it. Because when we first met, you were like, "Hey man, like I was watching your stuff and I'm like, season one, okay, season one of what?" You're like, 4 more days, and it's kind of like you kept teasing and teasing and teasing, and it's kind of like your bread and butter. It's kind of like, no, I'm gonna tease this place because I worked my ass off for it, and I really want to promote this so people really do check it out and watch my stuff. And that's cool to see like the behind the scenes on how you kind of feed the audience,
Yeah.
into your thing. It's like, was that always kind of like the go get? It's like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer making, or do you prefer like the best part of like promoting your stuff?
If it were up to me, I'd hire someone else to promote my content. Uh, I am good at a lot of things. I've perfected a lot of things, but not every single thing. For instance, if I make music, I'm a lot better at writing and performing it than recording it. Luckily, with acting, I'm great at, acting and editing and directing and stuff. Some people are just good at acting and they need a cameraman and an editor. Some people are just good at singing and they need a songwriter and stuff like that. So when it comes to promoting, I can promote myself, but I'm not a professional at that. I don't have a business in that, but I can only promote myself. But if it were up to me, someone else would promote it. If it were up to me, I'd have a professional camera crew so I can, if I don't mind being behind the camera if I'm filming someone else. And I have different friends that I film for and I edit for, and I love being behind the camera if it's someone else. But when it comes to me having to film myself, be in front and behind the camera, it's like I'd rather just be in front if I'm the main focus. With someone else, I do that. So doing everything can be stressful because you're stretching yourself in all these different ways.
Yeah. Oh, you're speaking to a guy who's doing it right now.
Exactly.
I mean, I write, edit, and then I'm working on running a business, and it's all it's annoying. Somebody's like, you get tired? I'm like, if things go well, I would love to hire people to take some of the load off.
Yeah, you gotta have a team.
It would be love. I mean, I do like, see me with filmmaking myself, 'cause I took filmmaking in high school and loved filmmaking and always will. I kind of like being behind the camera and in front of the camera at the same time, but I'm more the behind the scenes because I can kind of see what the actor needs to do, or there's something small, that I need to fix or adjust. And being in front of it too, it's kind of nice to direct yourself a little bit, to know where you need to be. And I see what you're like. You're like, I'd rather be in front of it, man, because I don't have to worry about setting the shot or, a lens flare or something like that. I can just stay in my zone. I mean, when you get to your character, do you method act, or you just kind of know what the character's going to be?
It all depends on which character I'm playing and how I want the character to be portrayed. In Undone Love Story and a Gimmick Infringement, I'm playing myself, just like a different version of myself, and I have other stuff like The Walking Dead parody where I play different characters. Like when I play Negan, I get into it. I got Lucille over there against the wall. I get into that character. Like, Lucille is thirsty and she needs to be fed. Like, I get in that character if I mean business and stuff like that, or any horror character that I'm a person like that, just like it in the Halloween Horror Nights. Like when I was about to go in there, you see, I'm happy go lucky me. When I'm going there, I change my demeanor. I freaking smack myself like this. I get myself hyped. I get angry, and I go in there with a different mindset. Because when you are, even if it's not acting, but anything at all, if you're doing something You got to put your all into it. You got to put your mindset. You got to everything in your mind has to be dedicated to that one thing. And when it is being a character, you have to just become that character. You have to be like I'm not Moby playing Negan. I'm Negan.
Yeah. So it's kind of half and half. You're like, okay, if I'm really a good character, I'm going method. Now, if I'm this guy, I'm going to play kind of myself, but kind of my own demeanor.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Because
that
in
analogy with you.
my personal series, I can play myself because I made the characters.
Yeah.
But it's stuff like I'm playing different characters, that's when it
Mm.
becomes method acting.
That's intriguing because, like, when you started doing, like, we never really got into it. When you started, doing your characters, did you always have, like, a passion for it, or was it just like, it's like, I got to be an actor, and then I was like, I want to be kind of a filmmaker. Like, what did you know? What was your biggest love? Was it like just creating the content and developing the character, or was it like, okay, now I can shoot this and I got a love for that?
I am doing exactly what I wanted to do as a kid right now. When I was 10 years old, I started making videos. I'm 26 years old, I'm still making videos. I used to play Dragon Ball Z with my body and my mind. I seen everything, and I was Gohan fighting and stuff like that, and different anime characters, Shige and Yu Yu Hakusho, and we would like pretend to be the characters and play with each other. That's without cameras, without posting it, just because we loved doing it. It was so fun to us. We would become different characters and do stuff. So this is
Mm.
something that I've always done my entire life, but now I get to put on performance and have other people watch it too.
That's crazy. I mean, it's awesome, man. Like you thought, like a couple years ago, you would have never thought of all this stuff, and now it's like it's blown up. Do you feel like there's oversaturation?
Um, yes and no. Everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be famous, and everybody wants to put the work in. When I talk to someone about their passion, I'm the type of person that will go above and beyond to help somebody else out. I will, like I said before, if they're serious about getting started, I will film a video for them. I'm like, just bring me an idea. I'll film it for you. I'll edit it for you. I'll help you get your channel started because I believe in supporting people in their dreams. And when
Gotcha.
you have someone that's willing to do all this and you just go for it, like my friend Jose does, like me and him just bing, bing, bang. He always come to me with new ideas. And then there's other people that say they want this and they want that. All right, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And like, oh, I don't know with this. I don't know with that. And you can start to see who really
So
wants it
really, yeah, puts
and
it
who
down.
really, yeah, and does this. And with YouTube, you got millions of people who just like make, I mean, crappy content. Let's be honest. And I'm not saying
Yeah,
my
there's
content
it's
is
about
like
90
the
for 90
best.
percent of oversaturation. Then you have the
Yeah,
10% like myself who really put decent videos up there and try to
yeah,
take out
and,
all that. We what we try to do is like even Moby, he doesn't like adding like snippets of fucking sponsorships. We just like getting to the point and making sure
yeah.
you get the best content possible.
And I'll say this. At one point, my content was crappy. At one
Oh, it's going
point,
to be.
when I
Oh yeah.
first started, and if your stuff is bad, that doesn't mean you can't get better. But there's people who don't want to get better, and it
No.
comes to the point where if you're not putting out the best, and then you're complaining about not, being bigger, like you have to put in the work. That's why I'm not gonna say who, but I had a friend who I see his vision. I see what he's trying to do. I see his potential. So I sat him down and I said, all right, you're doing amazing. This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do to get to where I'm at, and this is what you have to do to get to above my level. And he came and he wrote everything down in a book, and he applied all that to what he's doing because he wants to be better. He wants to hone his craft. He wants to perfect it. And that's
Mm.
something that I respect. But if you're just putting out crap just for the sake of putting out crap because you're easily influenced by something and that's what you decide to do this week, then that's where the oversaturation comes from versus the
Yeah.
people who this is their dream, their passion, they want to do this forever. But I feel like you can definitely tell the difference, and that stuff kind of gets like left behind. Don't really pay attention to that stuff because you
No.
can tell when you're watching it.
Yeah, somebody was like, they looked at my stuff and they're like, well, why don't you do this to your video? I'm like, I make it short, sweet, to the point. I was like, I don't need to add music here and this, and this. I said, you need to just tune in if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't need to add in blah, 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 for that. I said, you don't want to sit there and watch a 20-minute intro of somebody's horse shit with bass booming and shit. You want to the point.
Real. I hate
I
that
was like, oh,
so
one day,
much.
I needed something serious, and I hopped on. I was like, something serious about computer programming, and this guy had a really good video, but it was like, check out my channel, and da 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 da. But it was like my fucking speakers were blowing up, and my surrounds are turning it down. I'm like, get to the fucking point.
Yeah,
And
and
all I needed was a simple code phrase that he had, 'cause I couldn't remember it. It was like, oh, don't forget to like my channel and this and that. It's like, dude, just fucking to the point.
and
We're gonna like.
I feel what you're saying, and I agree. And it really annoys me when they have like super long intros and stuff, because having a fancy intro isn't gonna make your content any better. And that's just coming from a standpoint of a fellow content creator, just giving advice for any small channels
Yeah,
that
I
may
think
use
my intro on the podcast is about, I want to say like not even under, it's under 20 seconds long. It goes right into my stuff, and then I have a nice soft outro that just tells you what you want to find out, what you've been listening to. It's copyrighted, boom, and it's at you're in and out. It's quick, it's
Yeah,
simple.
because
And
if
some guy was like, he's like, why don't you make a better song? I'm like, I don't need to. It just needs to be simple. You know what you're listening to. That's
yeah,
it.
because like if you have a 20-second video of like you recording something happening on your TV, and there's a 50-second intro to that and a 60-second outro and all this, and it's like
Brian's
adding those
YouTube
flashy
video.
things isn't gonna make
Yeah.
it any better. What people need to
No.
do is focus more. There's nothing wrong with intros and outros, but they
No.
should
It's
focus more on the
making them
actual
short and making them to the
content.
point.
Yeah, focus more on the actual content more than the flashy
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, I've seen quite a few videos that are like overly over. There's he does a quick intro, he does a quick what it's going to be about, then he does his intro, and then he goes into it, and he does like all these sponsorships, and you're like, dude, please don't.
I
Leave the
mean,
sponsorships to the end, or
I
leave them
wouldn't
underneath the video.
sponsor, but I feel like that's more a podcast than anything, where
Yeah.
people like talk about all sponsors. I wouldn't mind being
I do it
sponsored.
so fast. My supporter, like I don't even get paid for minding my supporters.
I
Not
mean,
at all. Like unless, yeah.
if we're gonna talk about sponsorship, I want to give a quick shout out to Poppy. That Poppy, Poppy has changed my life in so many ways. She is the true queen of the internet, and I am nothing without her. I'm nothing but a loyal disciple, and Poppy is my everything. I owe my all to Poppy, and I have complete devotion to Poppy. She is Poppy. Poppy is the internet. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's okay. You will.
I kind of get what you're saying. I was like, that was intriguing.
You know who Poppy
No, I was blown away when I
You know
looked
who
in your
Poppy
eyes. I was quite blown away there.
Everyone needs to know Poppy. If you're watching this, pause the video and go look up Poppy. I
Oh
don't
man,
I don't know her in person, and I've never talked to her, but she is my queen, and everyone needs to know who she is.
well, you've been watching watching some crazy videos, huh?
Everyone
She
in
sucked you
this
in.
channel just went to the weird side of YouTube.
Everybody's like, hold on, let me pause. What the?
Yeah.
Oh my lord, that was awesome. That's a good.
What's your next
spot.
question?
Um, good question. I feel like we pretty much touched on. I don't know. I really don't know. I know I just went to go see a movie tonight.
What'd you see?
What did I go see? Oh, we saw Coco finally, and that was phenomenal. If you
Coco.
haven't seen,
Did you
yeah, if
watch
you haven't
the
seen-
25-minute Olaf movie before that, or they take it out?
We missed that by I think 2 days, and my
Okay,
girl
so
wanted
they
to go
took
see
it
it.
out.
I really
Okay.
wanted to go see Coco. I heard it's okay for those of fans of Frozen. I listened to another podcast, and they said that just the Frozen Olaf horseshit really pissed them off. And this is from a big filmmaker. I won't say who it is. So he can defend himself. He did defend himself. He said it was fucking horseshit. He said because he felt like it dragged on so long. He just wanted to get to the fucking movie. He was like, I just wanted to get to Coco. That's all I wanted to go. Me and my wife, I just wanted to watch Coco. And he said Coco was outstanding. And if you're a grown man or a woman or anything, if you love somebody, Coco will make you can cry, man. Because it's like, I even teared up a little bit. I was like, damn.
I can't watch that movie then.
My girl, at the end of it, lost her sister last year. It's coming up on the first year. Her sister passed away just last year from a medical issue. And at the end of it, my girl, like, she's like, the movie got her a little bit, but what got her is at the end of the movie, she just broke down for a minute and she started crying. She's like,
dang, I'm scared to watch that.
It makes me miss my sister so much. And the guy looked at me like, I had a couple people next to us, and he was like, is she okay? And I'm like, she lost her sister. And I was like, oh. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's the first year of it. It's crazy. But the movie is outstanding, even if you haven't lost somebody. But I was warned by all my coworkers who saw it, because they all went to go see it like 3 times, because that's how good it was. That is phenomenally well done. Like, Pixar kicked it out of the park. Like, you would feel that movie. That movie will hit you so hard in the soul and make you feel so good about life. But at the same time, it makes you, like, love your family.
Yeah.
Like, you walk out of there and you're just like, damn, I need to rethink myself.
The movie I most recently seen, I watched the movie yesterday, and it was Jumanji. Don't tell my moms. I promised I'd see that.
That was just what I saw tonight. We can do a quick movie review. What did you think?
I absolutely loved it. Are we doing a spoiler-free movie review or a movie review?
All right. Let's say 1, 2, 3 spoilers. Here we go. Let's do it, Moby.
I personally would give Jumanji a 10 out of 10.
Agreed.
The only thing I don't like is the beginning. The first, like, 5-7 minutes. When you go into it, the original Jumanji, because this is a sequel to that, it was a board game, and it was just like, who plays board games anymore? So Jumanji heard that and was like, you know what, I'm going to make myself into a game cartridge.
I thought that was neat, though. Because all he did was hop on it. He hopped on a PS1, PSX.
Yeah, so
he was playing Twisted Metal.
Yeah, but what I didn't like, I'm going to say what I didn't like first, and that's the fact that the movie did things that didn't make sense just for the sake of getting to where they needed to be. Like, when the guy first found Jumanji, he was just running somewhere, and like,
what the fuck was that?
Something's in the sand. I wonder what this is. And it was a board game, and he just picked it up and brought it home. Like, what? That doesn't make sense.
Yo, I was like, he's like, oh, there's something here. Like, how would that be on the beach like so fast?
And not only that, but he just gave it to his brother and left. He didn't even like look into it.
His brother or his dad?
Oh, it was his brother. I think. I don't. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Somebody. So after that, 4 kids got detention, and how they got detention was dumb. Like, the one girl that was talking on the phone, I can see her getting attention. But other girl was just like, I don't want to do gym. This is a waste of time. I don't want to end up being a gym teacher. And the gym teacher was like, my feelings are hurt. You have detention. Like, she didn't break any rules. You asked why she didn't want to do it. She told you why she didn't want to do it, and you give her detention?
It feels like a touching Moby in a sensitive place right now. It's like, I can see you just sitting in the corner playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, what? No, fuck. I'd rather play Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. Fuck you. Exactly. I don't want to go to gym class.
Exactly.
I think that's touching you in a deep section of your heart right now.
Well, no, I personally love gym. I'm a very active person, although I do love Yu-Gi-Oh. But the fact that she gave her detention, just for saying, like, I'm not trying to be a gym teacher or nothing. Like, this isn't important to me. She shouldn't have got attention for that. And I feel like that was just, like, they'll just find different ways to move the story along to get to the good part. But on The Rock and Kevin Hart and Jack Black and other girls' name I don't remember. Like, that was
what's her name? She plays she's in Guardians. Crap. Fuck, I can't remember her name.
But
you know who I'm talking. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. She plays Nebula. She was in Doctor Who.
Other things that I like about it is not only they have character development, because I forgot the girl's name, starts with the M, the character's name, but she was like completely self-centered, always thought about herself, didn't care about anybody else, and then she just like And when she was Jack Black, she without a doubt just like gave one of her lives away, and she didn't care at all. She was completely selfless in that moment, and that showed character development. And like when it showed their weaknesses when they were first finding out about it, every single weakness was shown in there. One like with Venom, and then she had a part with the snakes, one with Cake, and he blew up and stuff like that. Like everyone's weakness and stuff. It, even to him saying "do this" and say Jumanji when they first put it in, he didn't say Jumanji and nothing happened. So like everything in the beginning of the movie there was a reason for every single line. There was a reason for every single moment, and everyone grew as characters. Even the people who um like the nerds and stuff like that having to break out of their comfort zone and be things they're not used to. Not only that, but the acting in general. Like The Rock,
Yeah.
6'5" Rock had to play a little nerdy kid who had no confidence. Small Kevin Hart had to play a 6'5" jock that was like this big stuff. Jack Black had to play a teenage girl who was full of herself. So like the fact that they had all these characters
Yeah,
and they had
Karen,
like
it's her
the
name. Her name's
absolute
Karen
opposite.
Karen Gillian is her name.
Yeah, there you go. They all had to play the opposite of what they are, and that right there is acting. Like it's not a I'm the Rock and I'm playing this tough guy that beats everybody up. No, he's playing a scared little nerdy boy who liked video games and studying. And like when I seen stuff like that, I'm like, this is really like acting is great, storytelling is phenomenal. Besides the parts in the beginning that's just nitpicky, and character development was great. Like I loved all of it. I thought the ending was great. I thought how they brought everything together was great. I knew for a fact that someone was going to lose their last life because it was just like foreshadowing. But the fact that they still saved him and showed him afterwards was amazing. And the fact that in the original Jumanji, when Alan, I think his name was, came
Yeah.
back, he came back to he was spent those years in the game and came back in the future where this guy came back and he went to his original time and lived his whole life out instead of
Yeah,
coming back
which was
as an
like,
adult.
because what the hell was I gonna say? Like you said, each character kind of developed himself. It was very jokative, very fun. Like that cast felt like I don't know, like they did a really good. Whoever did the damn casting for that. I realized The Rock though, he's one of the executive producers with his ex-wife. Because we looked at the credits and it said $7
The seven
Productions,
bucks
which is
digital.
yeah, so it's
It's
his
really
production company, and he really just whoever did the casting like really sat down and was like, all right, here's your cast read, do it. It's like all right, test read, and like Jack Black, like you said, playing the girl, and just
I
like
think
Jack Black
Jack had the
playing a
funniest
girl,
role.
like just having fun. I love the part though, because there's a funny. He's like, she's like, oh, I gotta go pee. Oh, so do I. Oh, so do I. Well, will you show me how to use it? And then The Rock and then Kevin Hart, they're like all standing around the trees, and they're like, well, what do I do? And they're all trying to pee. The Rock's in the corner trying to pee, and Kevin Hart's trying to pee, and then Jack Black's like, well, what do I do? They're like, you just unbuckle it, and you grab it, and you just let the stream out. She goes, well, what do I? Oh my, it's got a handle. I
Yeah.
can aim it. You just aim it and go. Aim it and go. He says, oh, it's got a handle. It's so much easier. And a lady behind me was like, mm-hmm, yep. I was just like, oh my god. Like, I had a fun cast night. There was like, I think 45, no, less than that. Maybe about 25 people in the theater, including me and my friend who went to go see it tonight. And it was hilarious. People were giggling and laughing so freaking hard. But as you said, at the beginning of the movie, it made sense, but like you just said, I didn't even catch it. Like, what the fuck is the board game doing that on a beach?
Yeah.
With there's a dog running with people with their dog. I think it was either the guy's father because he's like, hey buddy, I found you something. And the kid like wakes up, he wakes up from bed, and the kid like opens up Jumanji, and you see nothing. And then the board game sitting underneath like a pile of books. He's playing PS1 and shit, playing some metal. And all of a sudden you hear that drum beat, boom, 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 boom. And
Yeah.
he's just like, So Jumanji's like, he's like, who play board games anymore? All of a sudden the game, it's like you said, it switches over to a Atari 2600 cartridge, which, right, yeah, neat nerdy reference.
I
No,
don't like
definitely,
the fact that there was 4 controllers either. It should have only been 2. I know it was 4 characters, they had to do that,
yeah,
but 4 controllers didn't get introduced until PS1 with the multi-tap.
yeah, agreed.
This
Agreed.
nerdy stuff, well, sorry.
Yeah, and well, yeah, that shit didn't come out to what, 98, 99? I don't think, the multi-tap?
Yeah.
And that shit was expensive. The controllers were expensive, the multi-taps.
Yeah, but that was like the thing. It's like, oh snap, more than 2 people can play now. So like the fact that it is like that's not how games were back then. But okay.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole movie was good. The villain was phenomenal, and then like
Yeah.
I loved how the movie in general, like it referenced you were in a game because I was like, oh, it's an NBC, and it's like, hi, welcome to Jumanji, and it just kept repeating itself. It's like I think we need to get to the checkpoint to make it stop saying that. All of a sudden, it would go through and it would do its thing. It was really, just really well done. I mean, my friend said he loved it. He liked it. He's like, we were talking about it. He was like, it was good. He kind of likes the original more. But they did give a shout out to Robin Williams' character.
Yeah.
In the tree, there was a carving inside the tree where one of the characters that was taken in the beginning of the movie, he put the game inside the console, and he was ended up being found in the spoilers. In the Indian Bazaar, they go to find a piece to the puzzle of the game because one Jack Black's character can read the only one that can read the map because he has the skills to read the map. And The Rock is more the head adventurer, and Kevin Smith's kind of he saved Kevin Smith's character, yada yada, and stuff like that. And they get in there and they finally meet the guy, and he doesn't even know. He's like, how long have you been here? And he's like, we know who you are. And he's like, wait, what? It's like, you've been in here for about 20-something years. And he like had one life left, and like you were saying, how they had to revive him, you know.
Yeah.
And they had to teach Karen Gillian's character how to dance because she was so nerdy. She was like, well, how do I seduce these guys? And it was kind of weird, like seducing them, but they kept resetting the FPC thing. Hi, what are you doing here? And I love that they didn't break that character because they're like, you're in a freaking game, you know. And
Yeah.
I love The Rock when he got there's spoilers in the Bazaar scene. He when it skips ahead, so it's 96 and it skips all the way back to what 2017, let's say.
Yeah.
And he's playing PS4, and he's playing some game. I don't know if you can reference the game that he was playing, but he's like, and down, and he's memorizing the code sequence, like down and punch and kick and block and this and this. And The Rock's character, as he learns his powers, says the same shit. He's like, and uppercut, and throw him in the air, and the guy goes flying into the air. I was just like, oh my god, this is referencing games so much right now.
Yeah.
But it was so good. Definitely worth seeing it. Saw it in 3D because that was pretty much the only viewing we could get. There was no standard viewing. Sadly, I don't know why. I think because The Last Jedi just taking up all the space probably.
I personally like this better than the original Jumanji. And I know that's like a bad thing to say because nostalgia runs everything. But I feel like newer movies should be better than the older ones. And if it's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Star Wars.
Williams version will always live. If
of course.
You watch both of them.
And Jumanji's
always live
amazing. But
it's like I liked how they kept like that alive too. They're like because like Robin Williams was in the game. So it's like boom. His character was carved into the damn tree. They're like, well, that was the guy before us, so he must have been here.
Yeah.
That's not saying that he was gone at all. That was just a different version of Jumanji.
Exactly.
So the game can evolve. It's like a Ouija board or like another game, a Connect 4. You know, now it's Connect 4 version 3. You would do it 4 other things you have to do in it. You know.
And something I really liked about this, the fact that Kevin Hart wasn't the person to say all the jokes, and I like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Jack Black was definitely the most comic relief character, and I like the fact that Kevin Hart was playing. Like he did funny stuff, but he was more of the personality. I'm the jock, you know. I can't be doing this. Like when with him and The Rock had the scene where he was like, "Don't think because you got muscles that I won't knock you out," stuff like that. And he jumped at him, and The Rock jumped back because he was like, "Yo, just this game don't mean nothing. Like I'm still bigger and stronger than you, and stuff like that." So like, I like that they went that approach with him instead of he's a comedian. Let's just give him all the funny stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they really like. I'm pretty sure when they wrote the script out, they really thought about all that good stuff, and they really like. Definitely, guys, go see it. It was amazingly done. Like that's why me and Moby were like, dude, it was amazing. If you haven't seen Star Wars, go see that too. That was obviously already know. It was
I haven't
amazing
seen that
itself.
yet, but I plan on seeing it soon.
Do not see it in 3D. I mean, you can, but your eyes will probably get all weird and wacky. It did bring more depth into the film. No spoilers here, but yeah, 3D was good. It brought more depth, but definitely, if you guys want to save some cash, see it regular. Enjoy yourselves. There's some griping about it. I can see why, and I can see why not. I liked it. Saw it twice. I hated it that much, as I like to say. If I hate it, I got to go see it 3 times.
Yeah, I look forward to it. And even with Star Wars, I feel like the 7, 8, and 9 should be the best movies. And I'm not saying they are, I haven't seen it yet, but they should be because they're coming out now. And if they're not better than the movies of the past, and if they don't make it better, then why are they making the movies? And
Exactly.
it doesn't
And
take
you gotta
away
realize
from the other ones.
there's going to be changes, but it's going to be for what's going to happen. I'm more excited now. There's more for me to be excited about.
Yeah.
Like I said, no spoilers. I mean, to each his own, and everybody's going to have their own opinion. I mean, I'm to be honest, I was a really big Star Wars fan. I didn't get into Star Wars. I didn't start watching all the Star Wars until I want to say about 2009 when I finally watched all of them and kind of understood them. But then I got into Clone Wars, the animated show, and really enjoyed it.
I don't know if I froze, but you froze on mine.
Gotcha. We probably did freeze.
But yeah. All right.
But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been nuts. I think should we call it, or should we talk about something else?
I think we should start wrapping it up. It's around that hour mark.